When companies support their employees in establishing themselves as industry experts, that will reflect positively on the company, and that would reflect in bolstering the company's overall credibility and reputation. Another benefit is the talent attraction and retention, and it's a no-brainer. People would love to work in this company, so it becomes easier for them to attract top talents and retain the people that they have.
This is Let's Make Waves podcast. I'm your host, Rana Al Basri Marwad, and I believe that we're all here to make waves. I created this podcast to help you build your brand by sharing with you tools, resources, and strategies to gain professional authority for better business opportunities. If you want to get unstuck, you've come to the right place. Let's get started.
There's this article that I wrote a while ago on LinkedIn, and it talks about the lost opportunity that many companies do today when it comes to delving into how these companies can actively shape their employees' personal brands, assess their readiness for an employee advocacy program, and explore the various levels of responsibility that a company should assume when it comes to supporting its employees and building their personal brand. So, this is a topic that I'd like to readdress, and this is where we're going to talk about this week. Now, while this is something that I've spoken about, whether as a guest speaker or within internal company trainings, I do believe that visionary companies are the ones that are not leaving this phenomenal tool on the table. I also understand that when it comes to the topic of personal branding, it is often associated with business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, public figures, even celebrities. Unfortunately, the valuable potential within the company's workforce, this often goes unnoticed. And it is time that companies recognize the untapped potential of their employees in shaping the company's overall success. So, let me start this episode by talking about the benefits. Companies that encourage and guide and lead and support their employees in building their personal brand, what are the benefits that they will reap? The first is the enhancement of the company's reputation. Because when companies support their employees in establishing themselves as industry experts, that will reflect positively on the company, and that would reflect in bolstering the company's overall credibility and reputation. Another benefit is the talent attraction and retention, and it's a no-brainer. People would love to work in this company, so it becomes easier for them to attract top talents and retain the people that they have. It will also be a benefit in terms of increasing thought leadership. So this is where the organization support to positioning the employees, positioning themselves as thought leaders, that will drive the conversation of innovation in their respective fields. And as a result, the company will stay in the forefront of the industry development. Benefit number 4 would be a wider reach and engagement. And this is an obvious result because the company becomes connected to a broader audience. This expanded reach can be leveraged to promote the company's initiatives, products, and services. Benefit number 5 is content creation and marketing, where the content that is created by the employees can then be repurposed by the company in their marketing efforts. This way, they can save time and save resources and also provide an authentic voice and relevant content that will resonate to their audience and in their industry. Benefit number 6 is competitive advantage, where in competitive industries, a team of employees with strong personal brands, they set the company apart from the competition. And this way, it becomes a valuable asset when they're pitching to potential clients or they're pitching for new projects. Number 7 is professional development. And this is when encouraging the personal brands of employees, it becomes an investment in the employees' professional development. It motivates them to continually enhance their skills, enhance their knowledge, ultimately benefiting the company in the long run. Now, with all these advantages, I'm sure you're thinking, what are the companies waiting for? And honestly, there's no single answer to this question. It could be a lot of reasons. It could be the lack of knowledge or resources. It could be the matter of priority. Do they prioritize this, or do they prioritize other things like sales and sales cycles? It could also be that some companies, they fear assisting their employees in building their personal brands because they are worried about losing valuable talent to competitors. Now, I don't know what the right reasoning is, but the truth of the matter is, whatever could be the reason, it is this, there has to be an end to this waiting game. Okay, so let's talk about next steps. The initial next steps would have to include the company striking a balance between encouraging employee personal brand and ensuring that these employees' brands align with the company's overall values, goals, and ethos. And this equilibrium between promoting employee personal branding and aligning it with the company goals is very crucial, because this is where the company ensures that all the parties internally are on the same page. As a result, this means certain requirements, clear guidelines, continuous communication, trainings, feedback mechanism, and a lot of other important next steps. So there are different ways for organizations to create and sustain this kind of harmony, where they keep their employee personal brands and they're aligned to their company's values and goals. Some important steps towards that harmony and striking that kind of balance would include certain things: clearly defining the company's values and expectations, developing a personal brand policy, having regular training and education, open and transparent communication, review and approval processes, monitoring and compliance systems, any kind of conflict of interest disclosure. Companies should also have an employee support and resource libraries, feedback and evaluation. And of course, we don't want to forget leadership by example. So, when companies implement some of those guidelines or all of them and maintain that open and transparent communication, they strike the right balance between personal branding encouragement and aligning the employee personal branding with the values and the goals of the company. And this kind of approach will foster the positive relationship between the employees and between the company. And with that, they effectively achieve the communication goals and the credibility, the industry leadership, the reputation, and even creating the right work culture. So I know that was a lot, but I really hope you've enjoyed this week's episode. It's time for me to wrap this episode up. First, and as always, I would like to thank you so much for being here with me. Please don't forget to connect on social. I love to hear from you. If you found this episode valuable, please do share this podcast with your network. And please don't forget, as always, I really hope that you didn't forget to subscribe to the podcast. I hope I'll see you next week. Take care, and don't forget to keep making waves. Bye.